Okay, this is the review for World Cultural Geography, Semester 2, East Southeast Asia. So we're going to look at this area here, East and Southeast Asia. Um, you need to know that it stretches from Burma, which is right here, to China, right here, to Mongolia, up here, all the way to Japan. Okay. You need to know that the Himalayas serve as a boundary. Remember, the Himalayas are right here between India and Tibet. And Tibet is, where's Tibet? Tibet, right here. Okay, so you can see it on this map. Okay, you need to know the world's highest plateau is the plateau of Tibet. Um, the land of great rivers is in mainland Southeast Asia. You can see all these rivers right here. Okay, that's mainland Southeast Asia. The two smallest nations in Southeast Asia are down here. Let's see. Let me go back. Okay. I'm looking for Singapore and Brunei. There's Singapore. Okay. And Brunei. I know it's around here somewhere. I'm not seeing it. There's Borneo, not Brunei. So Singapore's right here. Okay, and that's just expanded. Brunei is very close to that. Let's see. There, Brunei. Here we go. Anyway, it's not clicking on it, but you can see where it is. They're island nations. Okay, you need to know that China, Japan, and Korea are all culturally similar to each other. That's China, Japan, and Korea. You need to know that the Nationalist Party ruled China in the 1930s, and it was opposed by the communists. And now China is a communist country. You need to know that Buddhism spread from Korea here, and China to Japan here. You need to know that the Spratly Islands were once claimed by the Philippines, China, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Taiwan. And I'm trying to find them on this map. There's a lot on this map. Let's try a different one. Oops. Spratly Islands map. That doesn't really help. Maybe here? Okay, so they're in the South China Sea. You can see them next to the Philippines here. There's Vietnam. South China Sea, the Philippines. Okay, so they're going to be in this area. Well, can't see them, but they're out here. In here. You can just see that they're in between all those countries. Okay, who are the ethnic majority? The Han are the ethnic majority in China. You need to know that Most of the Muslims in this area live in Indonesia. That's down here. You need to know that Indonesia also has very good soil and food security. Um, you need to know that most of China's economic growth is concentrated in its cities. There's cities like Beijing, Shanghai, uh, all the cities, especially those two. You need to know that in 1989, Chinese students protested. They wanted reform, freedom, and democracy, and they protested in Tiananmen Square. You need to know that in 1950, Kim Il-sung invaded South Korea, which is right here, and that started the Korean War because the United States came to the rescue, basically. You need to know that there is a mountain range. Let's see if we can find it. It's called the Kunlun Mountains. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it right. And it lies between the Tian Shan and the Himalayas. But I just have to find it on the map. Mm, there they are. Right here. Okay. You need to know where the Kinling and the Greater Khingan mountain ranges are, and that they're located in China. There's some up here, some right here. Okay. You need to know that the Tian Shan mountain range is in China as well. Let's see something. Okay, so this kind of gives us an idea, a little bit of where the mountains are. What's this one? That's not helping. This one's a little bit better. There's the Tian Shan. Okay, and that's in China. And there's the Kunlun Shan mountains here. Okay, you need to know the countries that lie along the Ring of Fire, and that's basically around the Pacific Ocean. There is a Ring of Fire, and it contains Japan, the Philippines, and Indonesia, right in here. Okay, but it does not contain other countries right here. Okay, you need to know that the Gobi Desert covers northern and northwestern China. That's the Gobi Desert. Malaysia is divided into two parts. You can see here. And the sea that divides them is the South China Sea. Okay. You need to know that Japan consists of 4 large islands, okay, and over 3,000 little islands. Um, During the 1930s, Japan took advantage of China and annexed part of China. Manchuria is the part. And I'm not seeing it on the map this map. 1949, the Communists won control of mainland China and established the People's Republic of China under Mao Zedong. You need to know that Portuguese were the first explorers, European explorers, to arrive on Japan's shore. Okay, so Japan's here. So they came a long way, the Portuguese did. You need to know about the Silk Road, which I think we've talked about in other chapters. That's how Europeans came across Asia. Let's see. You need to know that Thailand was one of the only countries in Southeast Asia that was not a European colony. And there it is in the big picture. Here's a more detailed map. You need to know that the Hmong people, who are from Laos, Vietnam, and Thailand, also live throughout southern China. So let's see, Laos, Thailand, and what else did I say? Vietnam? Oh, right here. And they live like basically in this area. So that's southern China, Vietnam, Laos, and Thailand. And that's the Hmong people. The H is silent. You got to know about Hong Kong. Okay, let's click here and see if we can look at Hong Kong. It's not letting me. Maybe we could see it here. Hong Kong, there. Okay, so Hong Kong's kind of special. It's part of China. It's controlled by the Chinese government for defense purposes and foreign affairs. But it operates kind of its own legal system, police force, immigration policy, and currency. So it's kind of weird. In some cases, it's part of China. In other cases, it's its own country. In 2004, a tsunami hit this area, and so you need to know that. You need to know that China has a large population that is putting a strain on natural resources throughout the world. You need to know that right after World War II, Korea split into North and South. Okay, you need to know that in 1950, the United States came in and tried to prevent the communist takeover of South Korea by North Korea. You need to know some of the major rivers of China. Let's see, the Wanghe and the Chang rivers. And you need to know the main parts of the Malay archipelago. An archipelago is just a series of islands. And so you need to be aware that, let's see if I can find them. Borneo is part of that. Indonesia is part of that. And the Philippines is part of that. Okay? So Borneo, Indonesia, Philippines. All right. I hope this was helpful.